Dear friends, welcome to the show. Creative Universe Checkpoint Earth presents Jesus and Mary stand for twin flames and King and Queen now on Earth. As a teacher, I stand for and do the work of Divine Mother on Earth, being her priestess of union. This makes it possible to provide you with a relationship in which you can safely find your true union and develop and sustain your union consciousness. Today on the show, we have Jesus and Mary stand for twin flames and King and Queen now on Earth? Question mark. Because, I just felt like, let's get this question out, like in a sense again. Yeah, I'll be honest. In a sense again, because I actually have videos on my YouTube channel that sort of maybe already gotten into this a little bit, but I just felt like it. Like, let's get more clarity. Let's bring it forward in full clarity, in its full, and let's expose it in its full glory. That one of the most well known symbols in society, in Western society, is actually a twin flame symbol that we see everywhere on books, on cards, in architecture, on your street corner, everywhere. And even more when we go back in history. And let's talk about that and let's research this twin flame sign. Let's research it with my research method that I think is so much fun, and that is with my oracle card decks. And I selected a couple of them, which I always do in my heart with Divine Mother, and then we select a couple of wonderful ones and I prepare them right here on my desk, and I will put them and give them a little shuffle and pull cards for you right on screen live here, for how I feel like it, for what intuition tells me, and then we'll talk about what this twin flame sign is. Yeah. And I have to say that when I prepared the oracle card decks, what I always do is I sort of get in the zone, I shuffle them a little bit up front, I put them down, and what flew out? Well, there she is. This is Divine Mother herself, in the form of Mother Mary. She flew out. So she wanted to show herself right here, right now. And isn't that like 50% of the symbol that I am talking about right now? Jesus and Mary stand for twin flames. Is that true? Well, she flew over my desk. So that's pretty much a yes already. But let's talk a little bit more in detail about why that is so and what that means. And I think it's also awesome that, Jesus and Mary, that is the Western world's story of, well, of many things at the same time. Among others, also like the winter story of that the sun returns at the 21st of December. Do I say that right? Yeah, I think so. It makes its return, it starts to make its return in the natural cycles. And in Christianity, that is the sun, as the son of Mary, the son of the mother, is born. So that makes that he sort of returns, right? And that is, the grand story of Western cultures, religion. Christianity, Jesus and Mary. And isn't that the story of Christmas? And isn't this the month of Christmas? December has started. I love it. I am also introducing you now for that reason with my own new Christmas equipment. So I have my Christmas ears on, and we're gonna see if that's like a mistake because these are like bells. I'm not sure if you can hear them if I do it really vigorously like that. And that might be a mistake because they're now like making noise in my ears all the time. But we'll see. We'll see. And we have my Christmas drink cup. So there we go. Making their debut this Christmas. So yeah, I just loved it. I was like, yeah, let's have the Christmas decor. I'm completely in. I love it. I'm getting into the atmosphere. I'm living for Christmas this month. And yeah, I mean that sounds funny and stuff and like fun, but it also almost makes me cry because you know I think we can all sense a lot of value, like inner value in that story as well. And that, I'm also deeply serious about that at the same time. So, and isn't it fun to make that be one? Now I'm like crying and laughing at the same time. Oh my gosh. Let that be one thing, fun and deeply serious. And that's why we do it like this. What I also want to point out is that it's actually silly. It also refers to like the deer clan. Why I like, the reindeer decor, because I remember this lifetime in which I was a clan mother of the deer clan in the Native American times. And that's where I have my peace vow. So I always need to work on peace for you. And that's why I have my YouTube channel. That's why I'm here. That's why I give coaching. That's why I have a program that opened its doors right now. You can come in right now, right? The Twin Flame Abundance Now program. It has been open now for a couple weeks and we meet every week. You can join the group right now. This is why I do this, because I have like an eternal, like, or like multi lifetime peace vow that I have to honor. So I have to teach every lifetime. And this lifetime, it goes like this. And it also means that this lifetime, I've brought it all to a new level, a completely new level that is revolutionary. But I guess it goes like that every lifetime. But there's like a new leading edge every lifetime, at least. And this lifetime, we're living the leading edge of spirituality in the entire universe. And we're among the first, couple, uh, um, like among the first dozens of people that experience this. And among the first, well, you can count that on one hand of people that can actually pass this on. And that is twin flames. That is the new leading edge of spirituality is twin flames. It has taken me quite a shift, like an enormous shift from my past lifetime until here. And the lifetime from which I speak about, like the peace vow in the Native Americans' time, is actually much further in the past than what I remember the last lifetime before this one was. But anyway, because the last one before this one was as H.P. Blavatsky, the spiritual teacher that is still well known over the entire globe, and people are making videos about the spiritual teachings I gave in that lifetime right now on YouTube and attract tens of thousands of views per video. So there you go. I'll go there if you want to watch that. But now I actually evolved further. So that's what I say, like, that was that lifetime. And now I am much further developed, and we, like, it's not invalid, but it's still valid. But there is like even a new thing on top of it. That's the leading edge of spirituality, and that's Twin Flames now. And I am here on the internet talking to you at a point at which that is completed for me personally, and for me passing that on to you, and for students of mine that also were able to complete their journey because of how I passed that on. Amazing, brilliant, very special, in the sense that I feel honored to do that. But where were we? That's why I have the deer clan, because of that lifetime that I remember about my peace vow as a clan mother of the Native Americans. That's why I like the reindeer theme. And it comes up, of course, with Christmas. And I like that. And that's why I have the reindeer things. But I just wanted to say about the reindeer theme that it's nonsense, because that it would have been called the Stag Clan or something. The male thing is nonsense. This is a male deer sign. So that's a stag sign. I hope I say the word right. I should have looked it up maybe on up front, but anyway. So, but it's like such a sign of what we know as the deer, reindeer, I don't know, that kind of animal, like, and the stag and whatnot, all of that. Maybe that's biologically wrong to say. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a biologist, clearly, so not trying to imply that at all. But it is like the male sign and not the female sign. And I'm clearly the divine feminine in my harmonious union. I am the divine feminine teacher of harmonious union, and we also have a divine masculine teacher of harmonious union. And I'm now not referring to my personal twin flame. I'm now referring to the other one that can pass that on besides me. So maybe it would be more like it. Anyway, that's also wrong in so many ways. What I just want to say is that, in a sense, this is more like a stag, and the deer clan is like without it. So it just doesn't make sense that I wear them. But we recognize it as a sort of a sign of that sort of animal, and then I recognize it as a sign of the deer clan. So I recognize it as a sign of my peace vow. And this kind of reasoning, isn't that exactly, so keep this in mind, what we will be talking about in a minute, about the actual topic that I want to touch on in a second. Jesus and Mary, sign for a twin flame in our culture? Because that also doesn't really make sense, but actually it does. So that's the same kind of thing. So I think that's a lot of fun about my Christmas decor, that it sort of works sort of the same. At the same time, it's the last thing I just want to say about this, I hope, and that is that, but it's, in a sense, it does make sense, because if you think about me and my twin flame as, deer clan kind of magicians that have a peace vow that need to teach you, that's why we're here. You're welcome to come in behind the screen, behind the YouTube screen, to come into my actual school, so that I can actually pass on to you what I have for you. You'll be so happy that you did. What does make sense about it is that the male, the divine masculine in the twin flame union, is the symbol for the one that you speak about first, out of respect. He is the symbol of our entire union, out of respect, which is then also the same as how that would be seen within traditional Christianity. What about that? So then it makes sense again. Mm. Well, enough about all of that. But keep it in mind again, because this some sort of misfitted symbol will return in the actual topic of today. But let me then first now for a moment explain why we have the possibility to become a paid Patreon member on this and all live shows. You can listen to it and enjoy, and that is fine. But if you want the content of these shows to spiritually work healing on your union, you invest in the messages. That's how you support your union healing. Money unlocks it. So that means that I have a separate website, Patreon, and then I have my personal Patreon on that website. You can become a member there for a very tiny, tiny, small amount per month. And then you are giving the content of these shows to your own union for your own healing. And also, there are amazing extra things that I offer you there. And one of them is, of course, that I post the show notes on the site there after every show. Another one, for instance, but there is more, is that every month I have a discount for you. And if you'd like to invest some in your union, there is also the once in a lifetime opportunity now to do so in the program Twin Flame Abundance Now, that brings you, besides to your harmonious union, also to your mission as Twin Flame Life Coach, making more than that investment back in due time. You are invited. All right. So I already started to look at the first card deck. So there we go. Let's shuffle it some more. And let's ask maybe 3 cards from this general tarot deck. And I will shuffle this a little more than the other ones, because it is a general tarot deck, and that gives me some leeway to say a little bit more about that symbol of Jesus and Mary and if it fits or not. So the symbol for the twin flame that is everywhere in Western society and in Western traditions, Jesus and Mary in the Christian church, but also in the public space, stand for, is what we're going to ask the cards. If that is true, twin flames. And what does not fit about that idea that this is a symbol for it is the fact that they are presented as mother and son. Well, mother and son are, of course, not a lovers couple like twin flames are. Twin flames are lovers, best friends, mission partners, life partners. They are students and teachers of each other. Yeah, they're certainly lovers. So that doesn't sound like a mother and a son. And that's what you will not find at this moment for twin flames organically being born on the earth right now. Because we live in the age of when the new spiritual leading edge is for twin flames to come together, right? So can Jesus and Mary nevertheless stand for twin flames as a symbol? Just like it doesn't really fit with the stag, but it does make sense because we recognize the idea of the deer stag kind of male female animal. So we recognize the animal that is the twin flame union from Jesus and Mary that are everywhere presented as the example of a male and the example of a female in Christian religion and culture. So let's just split the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's do these 4 and then we'll leave it there. And we'll do the one at the bottom, which is 2 1s reversed. like communication gone askew a little bit. And isn't that what we're talking about right now? What about that? So the communication goes a little bit wrong, but then also not, because it's a symbol. And the symbol is not the thing itself, but it refers to it. It like augments it. It makes like a theatrical version of it for everyone to understand. Like from from a distance, we can all see that this is Jesus and this is his mother Mary, and there they are, and standing next to each other, and or he's on the cross and she stands under the cross, or she is the mother and he's born and he's a baby and he's in our arms, and we can all the time see like, oh, there they are. It's a symbol, Jesus and Mary, male and female, as one sort of thing, one sort of set. And that tries to tell you something. It tries to exude some sort of value to you. Why else would that be so? But that symbolic power is huge, and it is vast, and it holds many ideas inside of it. And maybe it actually holds the idea of twin flames. But the Mary and the Jesus and what they historically were, maybe that's just, it just disappears a little bit to the background of this symbol, because that's when we see that Mary and Joseph were twin flames of one generation. And the next generation was Jesus and Mary Magdalene, that were the twin flames of the next generation. And both original, official, true twin flame unions have some sort of put their creation power together, put it in one basket, and made one story out of the fact that we have two twin flame couples of two generations, in which Mary was the mother and Jesus the son. That's more of the organic and even historic truth of the actual persons and of the actual unions that we talk about, because they were all spiritually developed. Otherwise, they wouldn't be known in this context of religion after so many years, and be so famous after so many years, after 2000 years, right? So this is more of the human background of it, but they have collaborated to bring forward a symbol that is actually sort of one couple. It's like the theatrical augmentation of all of it into this one woman and one man. Let's look at the cards that we got from the tarot. Well, here they are, 10 of Cups. The couple, this is really cool, because these are like medieval paintings, which is the history of Christianity in Western culture of the last, well, from 500 to 1500 approximately. But they're like copied and pasted into tarot card ideas, and I think that's a lot of fun. Cat Black made this deck. So that's also playing with the symbology of Christianity and the history of our Western culture, and the painting history of the Western culture, which is a lot of fun, because I was educated as an art historian. So I think this is a lot of fun. We have so much fun in this episode today. But anyway, here it is. So this is where you see what. So this will be less fun when you're only listening to the audio. But there we go. There's also lots of extra value when you actually watch the lives with the visuals here as well. So here we see Mary with the baby Jesus on her lap, and she has, believe it or not, in this story on this tarot card, another child there too that's a little bit older. He's like a toddler, and we see Joseph, or at least some sort of man, beside her, because they are a happy family. And this is a 10 of Cups with the 10 cups in a rainbow flying above this landscape where they're sitting together, signifying the fulfillment of cups, the fulfillment of the heart, the fulfillment of feelings, the fulfillment of having a family together. So, and what happened here? Yes, they are mother and child. And here it looks like Joseph and Mary are depicted as the couple, the family, the couple. But here you see, like, this is not a love couple, but when Jesus grows up, he's going to stand next to her, and then you see all these depictions of Jesus and Mary standing next to each other, because they also exist a lot. I should have brought that. Anyway, so there we go. And this card came out reversed. So this is also exactly what we've just been talking about. Namely, yes, but sort of. Yes, but sort of. A sort of is reversed. It's a little bit askew. It's a little bit broken. But it's not broken because twin flames are supposed to be visible all over the globe, especially in Western culture, as the male and the female that stand out to you and scream at you almost. Like, are you dumb? People, are you dumb? Are you dumb? We are the symbol for twin flames. The couple of male and female, divine masculine, divine feminine, is a symbol for twin flames. Okay. And we have the Page of Wands that is reversed too. And he has a message, and there's like a banner on his wand, and there's a written message on it. It's like a very prosperous, fertile message. That's why you see all these rabbits here as well. But it's reversed, so it's a little bit, it's the message of the twin flame, but a little bit in reverse, a little bit like a strange symbol, but it is the symbol nevertheless. Like, how can you miss it? Don't miss it. It's everywhere on your street corner. There it is. The Ace of Coins, the Ace of Pentacles. And here we see an angel with one pentacle, the symbol of prosperity and of value and potential and whatnot. So the angel says, yes, here's the potential to see twin flames. the most valuable in human terms starting principle of life, twin flames in union, in harmonious union, the first ground rule of valuable living. And here's the angel pointing that out. Last card of this tarot idea, 5 of Wands. Well, this one looks a little bit like Jesus. Oh, not really. Like 5 guys trying to make with their wands a pentacle, like the triangle looking up, triangle looking down, together, Star David, 6 points. No, 5, no Star David. Well, let's edit that out. It's of course, it's 5, Petra, 5. So it's a 5-pointed star. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, they're trying to make a beautiful sacred geometry form together, but they're like playful with it, and it's almost working and it's almost not working. And that's exactly, again, the same meaning. It's a symbol. We're almost there. We're trying to make it for you. Jesus and Mary had 2,000 years of fame as mother and son, but the son grows up and stands next to her and represents, although you shouldn't take it too literally, and of course, it is not about incest. Come on. So, you know, get your head out of that gutter. Don't think weird things about it, but nevertheless, They present themselves as female, male, divine masculine, divine feminine. We are a symbol of twin flames. Here we are. We try to show it to you forever, but for 2000 years, it wasn't yet at the forefront of what was possible for people to grasp. People were not there yet spiritually, but now we are beginning to be there for the very first time. And now it is also the case that the symbol of Jesus and Mary is, in a sense, replaced by the king and queen of the universe itself. And Jesus and Mary are guiding them from the beyond, from spirit. And these new Christ masters on earth right now, they're even like higher spiritually than Jesus and Mary. And as far as I know, it's their second lifetime right now. That means that now they know what they're doing, and we're spreading harmonious twin flame union, the consciousness state, in their name. Yeah, who knows? Maybe more about that last tidbit that I just shared in the next cards and stuff. Who knows? Let's see. I'm just first going to go to a couple of new card decks to see what they want to tell us about this topic. So that was the story. Yeah. I mean, these tarot cards, wow. The way they just showed exactly what we were talking about. Amazing. So now we have the Oracle of the Roses, Mother Rose. Well, and isn't that something that actually looks a lot like Mother Mary, the card, right? Which is the same. And Mother Mary points to her heart, as that's the rose. And Mother Mary has the rosary, which is like a string of beads that could be seen as roses, that people pray to do mind work to bring the heart more forward and purify the heart. That's also from Mary. Mother Mary. And then we now have Mother Rose. But it does look like this looks like a little bit like Jesus on the cross, which is always what you see with Mother Mary. Does look like it, but when I look closer here, then it's actually more like angel wings, actually, a person with angel wings. But all these symbols, they actually eventually they collide together in one big pantheon of symbols and images that try to refer and to remind us of the actual architecture of life itself, and that is you and your twin flame in union. So it's also not that like Jesus and Mary in Christianity, that's like the most famous right now and from the last 2000 years in the Western world. And it's everywhere around you. But it doesn't mean that the inner mysteries of where these symbols actually came from aren't there anymore or something. That's still there as well. If you want to do some archaeology in the inner meaning of these religious symbols, then that is more than welcome, because then you see that it actually comes from Egypt, and then you see that it actually comes from India, etc. And that it has the same meaning and that they have the same symbols and the same stories. Because it just tries to tell us the stories of humankind. And they are eventually about twin flames, because they are about the nature of your being. All right, Mother Rose says, return to each other, compassion, humankind. Didn't we just talk about that? All right, so I now see Mother Mary's deck in a whole deck. It's another one than the card Mother Mary that came out earlier. And let's see which version of Mother Mary wants to come forward. Our Lady of Soul Birth. You see, there she is with the baby on her arm. So in itself, we see like another kind of version of the symbol of twin flames on all these cards. But now we see it here. Yeah. Let's have a look in the booklet what Our Lady of Soul Birth wants to tell us. You and I have never been separated, though you may fear it to be so, my beloved one. Yet as you grow, I grow. As you suffer, I suffer. As you celebrate, I celebrate. When you rage and grieve, so do I rage and grieve. Your journey upon this planet is held within my loving embrace and is my journey too. I am with you always. We cannot be parted. I accept all parts of you and all parts of your journey. There's nothing to hide from me. I am in your life with you. When you reject parts of yourself, you reject me. When you love yourself, you love me. Love me, dear one. Love yourself, and your radiant soul grows into life, into light upon the earth. Beautiful. And how much that sounds as though she's also talking about twin flames are not separate. They are together. I know, broken, crooked symbol. If you think about, yeah, but they're not mother and son. That can't be. That's true. Not when you take it literally. But now we know, we uncovered that Jesus and Mary are actually the beginning of the development of the symbolism of twin flames on every street corner. All right. And we are going to look in such an older symbol of Mary from the Egyptian time, the Isis deck from the same author, Alana Fairchild of the last deck. Spirit of Isis. So the spirit of Mary, and then a deeper, older version of that in Egypt. Triumph for the goddess. Well, I don't want to overdo it again, but here we go. In the first incarnation of the Christ Masters that are spreading the twin flame teacher on earth right now, that is about 100 years ago, they were only incarnated for a short while. They were children, but they're world famous from that lifetime alone. Although they might be only world famous in Catholic atmospheres. And although the current Catholic Church actually wants to abolish them. Now, there are huge stories about that. Maybe one day we'll talk more about that, but not now. But they foretold what would happen, and that's the children did, seriously. And these are famous stories, prophecies, right? And we live now in that time that was foretold by them. And now they did come back. Not that that is recognized by anyone besides me. So this is, you have the premiere. How do you say that? This is the scoop. But this card says Isis, deeper version of Mother Mary, triumph of the goddess. Okay. Now, The Christ Masters on Earth right now, rolling the harmonious union consciousness out for everyone, which I also do, had their past life version 100 years ago in which they were children. And that's when they were visited by Mother Mary. It's a famous story. And it's a public story. They weren't secretive about it. There were public visits by Mary, and they saw her coming from heaven into the realm of the living. And one of the stories or prophecies that Mary told the children, the twin flames, destined to come back now and spread the teaching of twin flames. One of the stories Mary told her was, in the end, my heart will triumph. So the older version of Mary, Isis, says, in the end, in this card, she says that, my heart will triumph. And the triumph of Mother Mary, the triumph of the spirit of Isis, that's how this card is called. The triumph of the mother that these Christ Masters 100 years ago met together. They were together with Mother Mary. The triumph of being twin flames and having Mother Mary visit you and giving you the courage to bring the message to the people and reincarnate and bring the full twin flame teaching. The triumph of all of that is Mary, or the divine feminine twin flame, the divine representative of the divine feminine twin flame, how do you say that? Well, let's keep it there. I was looking for yet another word of like some sort of the symbol for the divine mother. For the divine mother. The divine mother is the divine feminine twin flame. Well, anyway, archetype, that's what I want to say. What is the triumph of that archetype? The fact that separation of married people belongs to the past. And harmonious twin flame union reigns for everyone. That is the triumph of the heart, of Mary, of Isis, of the divine feminine twin flame. And we live in that time now. And this is not some story that I'm like coming up with myself. Oh no. Millions upon millions of people have pieces of this story already. But I am the only one talking about bringing it all together into the fullness of what this story refers to. I guess more about that later on, or like in future books that I will write about that. Yeah, I hope you got this tidbit. We're in a whole story interconnected throughout centuries and throughout religions and cultures that finally gave us the breakthrough that we can now go in our culture, in our time, to the consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union, be with our twin flame, and embody the triumph of the heart of Divine Mother as twin flames. In harmonious union, the consciousness state that I talk about all the time, that is the triumph of Divine Mother. That's what we're doing here. That's what I'm sharing. This is not some random talk. This is not some random channel. This is not some random teaching. This is not some random idea. This is just very serious. Oh, we need more people learning about it. We need more people actually doing it and going to the result. But maybe we have like a nice animal that can help us with that, such as that bear. Ah, from this very nice animal deck for children. The bear with a bear paw and two bear cubs, twin flame bear cubs. Well, here we are. Twin flame bear cubs are helping us. You are so strong as a bear. And what you want, go for it. I will help you to explain to other people what you feel and why this is so important to you. Where can you be alone for a while to take some rest and a little break to collect your very own opinion about this story, about where you stand in the story? And the Christmas bears are helping you with that. And I'm crying again. So, yeah, it's a very special story for this Christmas, for this season, for this December. It's a very special story. Let's go to this card deck of the Egyptian cards. We were already very much in the Egyptian symbology. And here we are, the card of abundance. And don't I always talk about twin flame abundance? And that is what you're being led to in the end. In the end, you'll be with your twin flame when you've done the true twin flame inner work enough. And I passed on to you as well the state of consciousness of harmonious twin flame union. And we know who your true twin flame is. And you healed enough so that you can start the new journey of actually being physically together in that romantic relationship that you always longed for, and start the rest of eternity together, which is not an undue statement. And what happens there is abundance comes to you. That's what it eventually comes down to. And this is the card of abundance. The riches and the wealth of the universe that is always present. Dare to experience what exactly you want to attract. Your wish will be made come true. Affirmation idea: overflow is my birthright. Wow, just wow. And look at the circle of light, the sun, the wholeness, the whole union, and the two angels with the angel wings, or at least that's what they look like, guarding the sun, the wholeness, the union, and the abundance that belongs to it, that will flow to you just like these streams of light come from the sun and flow to the earth. That's how the overflow of abundance will come to you. That's not an undue statement. That's the truth. You will experience it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I have gone that way before you just to, well, to now extend my hand to you to say, let's now also make that come true for you. And let's help you. Let's help you. Because you're worth it. And we can be friends in that I can help you get there. And then we'll be there together. And you'll be autonomous yet connected to also my union. And your union will relish in that friendship that we have. That's how it will be. I want that for us. Yeah, I claim our relationship. And here we have a card of the portal in which that can happen, the portal of the green man from the card deck of the fairies, the wild wisdom of the fairies oracle. Because no matter if we have a portal to Fae, which are emanations of Divine Mother, or a galactic portal, or whatever we have, it's a twin flame portal when you are on this journey and doing what we talk about right here. And you can find a portal in your inner space. You can find a portal if you listen correctly to the Christian church in church. You can find a portal in the green man space, which is nature. The portal will open. And there is a portal open now, and that is the door to the new group of max 6 people that I will guide towards their union and mission result. For Twin Flame Abundance Now, the group course. And yeah, you're invited. What kind of qualities are we seeing there, when we're there, when we're in the portal, when it all came out? Okay, so the abundance deck, well, and isn't that also a good title of the deck that we have here? Freedom. I no longer want this fiery ring of resentment to block the good. Release me from its bonds. That's what the card says. And we see the bonds are opening, the portal is opening, and the bird is flying free. That's what that means. That's what it means to go to union and mission. That's what it means to allow the abundance in. That's what it means to come into the portal, into the year group course Twin Flame Abundance Now, and keep on going and finally find that inner freedom. Let's have a look together with the angels of answers, the angel answers, what we're doing here. Is there some answer that makes it more clear? And it is yes with an exclamation mark, because we also have the yes card without exclamation card, but exclamation mark. But this is the one with exclamation mark. She holds, this angel on the card holds the earth and the sun, it looks like. Yeah. And isn't that the earth is Mother Mary, and the sun is the son Jesus, the baby Jesus. And aren't they the divine masculine and divine feminine? And aren't they the symbols for harmonious twin flame union? Go this Christmas, go to a church and look at a statue of Mary, look at a statue of Christ, and see where they're standing in the church. And ask yourself what that is. At what side of the altar is the chapel where one of them is venerated? And isn't the body also like a symbol that is actually the church architecture? And is it like the left brain or the right brain? And which one is the divine feminine? Which one is the divine masculine? And where are they located in the church? And what does that tell you? And how does it feel? And how does it feel to stand there, knowing that these are symbols for the divine masculine and divine feminine of the union? And you are either divine masculine or the divine feminine yourself as well, of your union. And how does it make you feel? And you can even try to walk around a little bit and to feel what that does to your heart and to your desire to be with your true twin flame. Just an idea, just a Christmas idea for you. What about that? And we now have a card from the deck, Life Purpose deck. Food. You do healing work with culinary skills. But also, didn't I just talk about an idea that is actually very soul nutritious? Think about the nourishment of the soul. You can do that in December, Christmas month. Isn't that lovely? And here we have the card deck from Mary Magdalene. That is, of course, the divine feminine twin flame of Jesus in the historic human sense. Confusion. Well, we are getting out of confusion with all of this. Angel guide. Well, the angel guide also brings us out of confusion. I have a feeling that she wants us to have one more card. So, this is it. Gratitude. We've been brought out of confusion by the angels in this hour, and gratitude is in place to feel here because you got so much more clarity on this entire topic. And we'll close it off with a card from my own Union and Mission deck. Which one do you want us to talk about? To convey the value of the service or product, which is the value of the symbolism, which is the value of the story. We're trying to convey here the value of the story. Acknowledger, seller, Y, C2.3. Let's go to the booklet on my screen and read the text for you that belongs to it. Conveying drops. When you flow over with unconditional love, you will automatically share. This is the way of being in your twin flame union that works in harmonious union. Of course, this also indicates the use of communication media such as texting or calling, setting up dates and meetings and more. The big question though is, does it truly feel as an overflow to you? You may be able to get something going between the two of you by repeating these techniques, but a truly fulfilling relationship practice will only commence when from the inside, as well as their side, a genuine relationship unfolds, not based on roles only, that will be more like an overflow, even though it may then seem more uneven in its practical workings. You share genuine drops of value, and they will never miss their aim and deeper workings. You start to value each drop. Essence shows itself always in drops at a time. This drop is a whole world in itself. When you take that drop in, then the taste is of influence on your entire perception of everything in life. The drop is not only the gate to your contribution of the moment, but also the only gate to essence there will ever be. Your drop is essence in value, and you still desire to share it where that goes by itself and easy, in a conscious and appropriate quality, especially in the beginning, and in an enriching way whereby your twin flame receives from the self-generated drop in your overflowing heart. In both cases, the drop will go through your own hands and then towards the other. This is how your contribution to the union fulfills you first. Make this real. Then the relationship will be fulfilling for both. and your union will radiate this truth. You will flow over when you first grow inside yourself what you desire to share with your twin flame. This can be in a single gesture when you dare to be open about your journey that will facilitate this journey of them. Together on the journey to receive drops is of high value. You honor the value of the drop in your expressions. Ave Maria, gratia plena Dominus tecum, benedicta tu in mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Sancta Maria Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Amen. Salve Regina, Mater misericordiae, vita dulcedo et spes nostra salve. A te clamamus exules fiene Eve, a te suspiramus gementes et flentes in hac lacrimarum vale. Ea ergo advocata nostra, illos tuos misericordiosis, oculos et nos converte. Et Iesum benedictum fructum ventris tui, nobis post hoc exilium ostende. O clemens, o pia, o dulcis Virgo Maria, ora pro nobis sancta Dei genetrix, udini efficiamur promissionibus Christi. Oremus. Omnipotens sempiterne Deus, qui gloriose Virginis Matris Mariae corpus et animam, udinium filii tui habitaculum effici mereritur, Spiritu Sancto cooperante, preparasti da, ut cuius commemoratione letamur, eus pia intercessione ab instantibus malis et a morte perpetua liberemur. Per eiundem Christum Dominum nostrum. Amen. Your next step. Don't forget to actually start the process and jump on the team. Actively come to our community, start doing the correct inner work, and ask the support you deserve through our services so that we can start a relationship that will lead you to harmonious union and beyond. When you're not on the relationship, you're not on the team and you can't expect the results I'm speaking of. Currently, we are inside the opening of the door. What am I saying? Yeah, it's open. Twin Flame Abundance Now. So don't forget to check that out on creativeuniverse.earth/abundance now, or the link in the description box or the pinned comment below. The show notes. You can, however, support this ongoing live Twin Flame news as such. Make it possible as co-creator. Without your participation and financial gifts, I cannot do anything because we need to have an energetic and verbal visual exchange for things to make sense and to know what I need to talk about for you. And also, we're on Earth, and that necessarily always works with money as a means to make sacred content actually physically flow. Have influence on the broadcasts. Don't miss out on the behind the scenes experience. Patreon.com/PEJ at Creative Universe or the link below or in the pinned comment below. December's Patreon subscriber action is the Creative ID reading. Info on creativeuniverse.earth/reading/#CID. For only €88 plus 21% VAT instead of €222 official price. In this reading, you get so many clues about who your twin flame really is in practice, in collaborating with you for your union's mission. And you receive ideas on how to definitively call them in, including multimedia channeling, symbols, sounds, and saints. Ask me for a pay link for this very special offer. I am Petra, in the consciousness state of harmonious twin flame union since March 2020. Worked with the new Christ Masters on Earth right now to roll this consciousness state out so everyone can enjoy the abundant life with their true twin flame soon enough. After going in with me right here, don't search any further. You found what you were looking for. Om Amen.